H-O-L.
H-O-Y-L,
Okay.
yeah, which means good day or hello.
H-O-L.
And then to say thank you
Thank you.
to one person, singular, it's Haichka. Haichka.
Haichika.
Yeah.
Haichika.
And then if it's a group of people, you say Haitsepka.
Haisepka.
There you go.
Haisepka.
Yes. Yes. We're rallying tonight.
Hello.
Hello.
大家好，欢迎来到温度人物。在加拿大的朋友大家都不陌生，在每次正式场合之前呢，我们都要有一个原住民的领土宣告认可。那在温哥华呢，我们也有很多的原住民的领地。现在我所在的就是在 UBC 附近的一个原住民领地，叫 Musqueam。那今天我们温度人物的嘉宾就是土生土长在这里成长的 Wade Grant， 他还有一个很好听的中文名字叫做志坚。那他呢和中国还有一段很紧密的血缘关系，他的祖父就是华人。那下面的时间呢，我和Wade约好在我个原住民的这个社区走一走、看一看，了解一下他的成长故事。Hi, Wade.
Renee, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad, Lenny, Joe, and I'm so glad that you chose to come down here and visit me and learn a little bit more about Musqueam.
Right. 中南兰尼州呢是我们华人社区里边非常让大家骄傲的这个华人议员。Wade呢也是他代表原住民呢能在我们的这个联邦国会去参选。那在4月底的时候也将会进行联邦大选。那今天呢我就非常有幸和Wade呢一起来我们的这个 Musqueam 文化中心，然后有一些话题呢也想跟他去更多的去交流。Let's go.
Let's go in.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the Musqueam Museum, and I thought it would be the perfect place for us to have a nice conversation. So thank you.
Wade 你好可以自我介绍一下吗？
Yes, my name is Wade Grant. I'm the candidate for the Liberal Party in Vancouver Quadra, but I was born and raised here. I'm from the Musqueam First Nation, and I'm also a quarter Chinese. My grandfather immigrated from southern China in the 1920s, and I am a father of 2 young children, a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, and I have been really trying to give back to the community, and that's why I'm running for federal government.
So 你现在是在我们的这个温哥华的这个 Quadra 这个区成长的，也是在这个Musqueam 的这个原住民地带。那你的这个身份认同，包括华裔的这种这种标签，是怎么让你造就你的价值观和你现在的这个成长历程的？
I have a unique connection to Canada. I'm very multicultural. I'm Chinese. I'm quarter Caucasian and Muslim. If you look at around, this is thousands of years of history and being proud of thousands of years of history. And that's what I was taught about my Chinese side too. It's not just about your family. It's about the thousands, the multi-generational, making sure that you respect who has come before you and those that are coming after you, and using the teachings of my elders and ancestors to make a good contribution to Canada, to our families, to our children, and ensuring that they can inherit a country that is safe. They can go to school and they can live together and live where they want when they want. So that's something that's been instilled in me.
So 如果要是用一句话来介绍你自己给华人社区的话，你想会用什么样的话来介绍呢？
I would say that, I'm a Muslim, but I've always been instilled to be proud Chinese Canadian. I didn't meet my grandfather. He died when my dad was young, but I was always proud to be from the Hong family. And I was very honored when my great uncle actually finally bestowed a name upon me, Zigin, which means strong will. And that's what I want to share with people. That I have a strong will to work with you for a bright future for Canada, and to make sure that our kids and our grandchildren are taken care of.
在温哥华，住房可负担性是每一个公民和选民所要面对和需要亟待解决的问题。尤其我们华人社区也是比较关注这个话题。那你要是作为比如说这个国会议员的话，你有什么样的建议和政策呢？
Housing is a very important issue to me as a father of 2 kids that are going to be adults very soon. And I want to ensure that our children and our next generation have the ability to live in the neighborhood they want to live in the neighborhood that their parents raised them in. We need to provide more attainable housing and more multi-generational housing. That's why I think it was great that Mark Carney introduced accelerating the housing builds by 500,000 in the next few years. But Musqueam also has a role to play. My community, we have recently got some land back that we want to share that land with others in the community, providing housing on those lands. So they're close to the university, which is important, but they're also close. They're also close to schools in our neighborhoods. And built into that is safety. I want to make sure that we have the infrastructure to ensure that we have safe, secure schools and housing.
因为我们加拿大是一个移民国家，那对于很多移民家庭，尤其是年轻化的这个移民，包括我们华人社区的很多的这种新移民，那如何能够在我们温哥华寻找到一个适用的这个经济住房呢？
I think that goes back to what I was saying about we need to build housing not just for the sake of building housing, but having a plan where that housing is. We need to talk with communities what they want, what they need. And I've heard from my relatives in the Chinese community that they want to be near schools. They want to be near cultural hubs where they feel included and inclusive. I think we need to have a plan and a policy to work with those communities to ensure that their wants and needs are met. And I think the federal government has a role to play with the provincial and the city of Vancouver to make sure that people are living in places that they want to be, but they feel welcome and they feel safe.
我们经常会说现在和解，那我们每年呢9月份也会有一个加拿大的一个真相和解日。那对于和解的这个概念，是一个就是从你作为一个原住民的这么一个身份角度来说的话，你是怎么样去理解这个词语的呢？
You know, I look at my grandmother Agnes Grant and my grandfather Hong Tim Hing from China. Very, very big influences in my life. My grandfather came to Musqueam, fell in love with her, and that's what really I look at reconciliation. Two cultures coming together, looking at each other, not looking at the color of their skin, not looking at where they come from, but knowing that they have shared values. So reconciliation for me is about having conversations with one another. We're not where we need to be. We still have a tremendous amount of anti-Indigenous sentiment out there, just as we have a lot of Chinese racism in our country. I think what we need to share that the Chinese community and the First Nations community in this province and this country have a long shared history based on mutual respect and recognition. And I want to share those stories, not just in Vancouver, but across the country. Because if it wasn't for the Chinese community, if it wasn't for the Musqueam and the First Nations, this country wouldn't have been built as strong as it has.
Right. I think so. 和解, reconciling is not only for First Nation, but also for our like Chinese community, other community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For me, you know, I thought it was. I found out that very later in life that my grandfather paid the head tax. Very racist policies when he came here.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we build on the strength of those people that lived through that, so that we can build something stronger for our kids.
那从移民社区来说的话，我们原住民和少数族裔，包括华人社区、犹太社区等等各种族裔，那有一个什么样的联系和联络是更好的一个合作模式、协作模式呢？
You know, I think it starts with our children, and I've seen it in schools. I saw it yesterday when I met all those youth, and one young man who's building an organization that's promoting First Nations art and whatnot. I think it's about having those conversations at a young age, and those children going home and talking to their parents, saying, you know what, Mom and Dad, we have a very close connection with First Nations. Let's go out and learn about them. Go down to Musqueam, and on the flip side, I think the First Nations have an opportunity to go down to cultural centers and whatnot, the museum, the Chinese Canadian Museum downtown. It's conversations at a grassroots level that's going to make sure that reconciliation is successful. So for me, it's about having those one-on-one conversations, especially at the younger ages when kids can actually have an influence over their parents as well.
Yeah. 你经常倡导的政治这个是要以人为本的，那在这个过程当中是如何实现？因为这个事情是不是很容易的？
I think it's about actually taking action. It's not about getting elected and then just being in Ottawa. It's about having the ability to engage with the community as much as possible, holding town halls with the Chinese Canadian community. I know that there's a lot of good voices, strong voices that want to be heard, but don't feel like they're being heard right now. I'll commit to ensuring that we have it right across the riding, so that we can create the grassroots voice that needs to be heard. I don't think it's been taken seriously enough. I think that Chinese Canadians feel like they're left out in their own country because of what's happened, the increase in the racism against them. And I want to ensure that I have zero tolerance for racism. I have zero tolerance for any hate crime. And I think that we need to stamp that out as soon as possible. And I want to work with the community that's the most understanding of that.
每年的5月份实际是Asian Heritage Month every May.
Yeah.
Asian Heritage Month. So for 我们为了这个亚裔文化和亚裔的这个移民来说的话，那我们做一些什么样的交流和对话，才能更有助于多元文化的发展？
Yeah, I think that we need to ensure that we rely on the diverse voices of the Asian community, Chinese and other those from other countries as well. We need to ensure that we have those diverse voices in our public service as well, because our country is going to be built upon multiculturalism. It's going to be built upon the mosaic of who we are. We need to have people that are experts and understand the unique wants and needs of each community. I know that we need to increase our role in employing those that are from the Chinese community as well in the public service, but we can't just, it has to be 360 days a year, 7 days a week, and not just when an election happens. We want to ensure that the voice and the face of the Chinese Canadian community is one that we embrace and we promote throughout the year, not just during election time.
现在我知道你有2个很可爱的孩子，然后和你一起共同在 Musqueam 这个领地来共同生长。那你希望你的孩子在这里能够收获到什么？
I want to share with them what I was shared with is be proud of who you are. Be proud of being not just Muslim, not just Canadian, but proud of being Chinese Canadian. They're 1/8 Chinese, but they are Chinese. They embrace who they are. They embrace that their grandfather came here, struggled, but raised a family here. And I want them to share that with other people, that we come from very strong people. No, not only in Musqueam, but also from China. Strong people that have put up with so much, and we owe it to their ancestors to ensure that we continue that fight to take our rightful place in Canada.
After this election, so do you want to make some connection or co-organize some event like the Musqueam with Chinese community, so make the event together? So hopefully, some culture event.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've done that before.
Just going back to the.
Wow,
That's my son. That's my
Okay. I
grandfather.
wanted to insert that before we go to the next
So,
section.
so please introduce.
So this is. I just realized how much my son looks like my grandfather. That's his great grandfather.
Wow.
That's Gordon Hong Tim Hing, and that's my son Eli. And they are very, very similar. They and very proud men and very handsome men. So
Right.
I wanted to share that and that's my grandfather's portrait. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, they look same. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's.
We look the generation.
The genes are strong in the family,
Right,
so for sure, yes. 100. I absolutely want to have more intercultural events. We share so much in common. I've been proud to host citizenship ceremonies here. I've been proud to host other cultural groups here. I want to ensure that we do that. I want to take people on tours of Musqueam, show them where their Chinese ancestors lived here. We still have 2 buildings that are still standing where Chinese people lived, and they're still down there. And when I show them, people they realize the connection and the deep connection. So 100% want to do that, not just once, not twice, but many times when the election's over.
Yeah. Good. What's the gesture for this one? What's the
Is this thank you? Because if you're across the field or something, I can't yell thank you.
Yeah.
So I can just go like this, and they know I'm. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, babe.
嗨吃。谢谢。
谢谢。
Before we had modern day tools, this was like a hammer and a mallet and things to